Recorded Books presents an unabridged recording of Fragile Eternity by Melissa Marr. Narrated by Nick Landrum.
Prologue. Seth knew the moment Aisling slipped into the house. The slight rise in temperature would have told him, even if he hadn't seen the glimmer of sunlight in the middle of the night. Better than a lantern. He smiled at the thought of his girlfriend's likely reaction to being called a lantern, but his smile fled a heartbeat later when she came into his doorway. Her shoes were already gone. Her hair was loosened from whatever arrangement it had been forced into for the summer revel she'd been at earlier that night. With Keenan. The thought of her in Keenan's arms made Seth tense. She had these all-night dances with the Summer King every month, and try as he might, Seth was still jealous. But she's not with him now. She's here. She unfastened the bodice of an old-fashioned dress as she stared at him. Hey. He might have spoken. He wasn't really sure. It didn't matter. Not much did in these moments. Just her, just them, just what they meant to each other. The rest of the dress fell away, and she was in his arms. He knew he didn't speak then, not with sunlight like warm honey against his skin. The summer court revel had ended, and she was here. Not with him, with me. The monthly revels weren't mortal-friendly. Afterward she came to him, though, too filled with sunlight and celebration to simply sleep, too afraid of herself to stay with the rest of the summer court all night. So she came to his arms, sun-drunk, and forgetting to be as careful with him as she was on other nights. She kissed him, and he tried to ignore the tropical heat. Orchids, a small ylang-ylang tree, and golden goddess branches clustered in the room. The perfumed scents were heavy in the humid air, but it was better than the waterfall a few months ago. When she was here in his arms, the consequences didn't matter. All that mattered was them. Mortals weren't made to love fairies. He knew it each month when she forgot just how breakable he was. If he could be strong enough, he'd be at the revels. Instead, he admitted that mortals weren't safe in throngs of unrestrained fairies. Instead, he hoped that after the revels she wouldn't injure him too badly. Instead, he waited in the dark, hoping that this month wasn't the month that she stayed with Keenan.